somehow he agrees. Again, that's why I said that it's not relevant to what we are discussing. But it just came to my mind. I said, let me throw it out there because these things are documented. Now, the guy, he was telling me that he agreed quite alright that Nigeria is not a workable system and that he doesn't believe one bit that it will work. So, and I asked him, so what do you think? What is your solution? And he said that his solution will be for this Tinubu government. He specifically said this Tinubu government to order a referendum for Nigerians to decide if they want to continue after a century lifespan of Nigeria given to them by the British. So he's a professor. So I told him, but look, I understand your point, but there is a caveat to it. Why? Because we, the Biafrans, we are the people that need referendum. If Nigerian government or if the world bodies want to give referendum, it's not to Nigerians, but to Biafrans. And he said, how do I mean? And I explained to him, I said, look, that we are the people who has fought a war. In fact, the war was trusted upon us, but we fought it anyway for our freedom. That is all we asked, just to be free. That because the Nigerian system have their knee on our neck till this day as we speak, and that we fought the war for 3 good years. We existed as a nation for that 3 years. And afterwards, a peace agreement was reached. And none of the agreement was kept, fine. But until this day, we again are the people of all the tribes or region. Biafrans are the people who are still pushing relentlessly to be free. Therefore, that if you say, give a referendum to Nigerians. Now, I'm saying this because I want you to take a look at it because you are an intelligent man too. Now, so I said to him, if you say you are giving referendum to Nigerians, obviously we as Biafran, we are about 70 to 80 million population, right? So if Nigerians are voting, Nigeria is about 200 or more population, so they said, right? Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But now, so if you are giving, because referendum means majority carries the vote, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is what referendum is. Because I was in the UK when they had theirs, 2016. I think it was 2016 when they had their referendum to go out of Europe, right? Mm-hmm. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So the stay won. No, leave won, and they left. So I told him, so if that could just be a deception in another way. And we will not accept it. Because if you give referendum to Nigeria, a majority of the people vote to stay, where does that leave us? You cannot do that because if Nigerian people wanted to leave Nigeria, then Nigeria everybody would have gone their separate way. But they didn't. They don't. We are the ones who want to leave because we know what's going on with us. So you cannot go and give person when sick, now then they give medicine. Eh? So you cannot go and give referendum to Northerners or to Yorubas. These are people who have had the power back and forth from back and forth among themselves. You can't go and give them referendum. If referendum is for Biafrans, so if Biafrans vote to stay, that is it. We end it. We never talk about it again. That same assurance now they cannot give them. So, but to come and make it a general exercise, that on its own is a pure deception, and we will never buy to that. Just let me throw it out because again, you never know who is listening or where it might. At one point, would it come to effect or usefulness? So that's why it came to my mind. I said, let me say it. The people that want to leave is the people that need referendum, not those who don't. Because if those people wanted to leave, then they would have left all along. We have always been like a lone ranger in the terms of living. They came together, all of them. They fought us, right? So that is just the thing. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. As at that one, for me, what I see there is a deception. If there is any referendum referendum are people who are worried and concerned that they give referendum to decide. Why do we have to? We don't have anything to do with them and referendum. We have done our referendum and we are good to. We've gone already.
Yeah,
So just like when Mazi Samaneka was saying, Mazi Samaneka said that even if any referendum will be conducted, it will be conducted and we will monitor it.
yeah.
We will monitor it. The international community should come and conduct it and we will monitor it.
Yeah.
But not for conducting a referendum with Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. It's just a deception, and nobody's going to accept that.
Exactly.
Just like you said, if there is such clamor in Nigeria that everybody wants to go, there is no need to conduct a referendum. The voice has been there. Then all you need to do, everybody pack his load and go.
Exactly.
But all of them have united in one voice to say they want to keep their one Nigeria. It's only the Biafrans that are saying that we no longer want to. We are not comfortable anymore.
Yeah. Because why do I say that is that yes, we know we've done ours and we're good to go. But just for clarity's sake, because I've seen the deception and it's on the highest level, and because I've also had sometimes people on a top level say things like that, but it's not going to happen. That they should give Trumbo should give Nigerian referendum. No, Nigerians don't need referendum. So thank you so much. That's just the point that is good to keep in mind. But I think you are right by making the point that I think Samanekpa has forgotten that he said something to that effect.
Samanekpa said it. He said if they want to conduct a referendum, the international community should be there to monitor it while they will be there to supervise it while we monitor it as it will be done. It cannot be like Nigeria election.
Yeah.
And it is for the Biafrans, not for Nigeria. If Nigeria has any referendum to conduct for anything, it is their business. We are not part of it.
Exactly.
At all. So there is nowhere we don't have any ground for us to be with them to begin to conduct anything called referendum. We have done ours and we got our results and we are working with it. We are gone already. If they are not satisfied with it, if the international community say they are not satisfied with this, they should come and conduct and they will monitor it and they will see it for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is it. Thank you so much, my brother. So as we are going, if people are paying attention to what I have been reading all this while, there is a very big concern that I have in this very report that the United States, U.S. state this thing has. You see, what I've been reading here is from the Department of State in the United States. That is Department of State, U.S. Department of State. That is where I got this in from their site, and I've been reading it. My very, very, very strong concern is that each time we hear complaints of the human rights abuse, instances are always made in the northern part of Nigeria. They use northern part of Nigeria, the abuses of the people, individual. Why is it that the things happening in Biafra land are not mentioned? We have different kinds of attack that have gone against Biafran people on different occasions by Nigerian government. The disappearance of people is one of the things that the Biafrans are high. You see them here, even mentioning arbitrary arresting of children and this over detention. The people that are suffering that are Biafrans. They are Biafrans. And they will never look about. Go to the northern part of Nigeria, you will see people who are being detained there just simply because they are members of IPOB. People who were taken during the time of Obibo, during the Obibo crisis. Many people that Muike took from Obibo crisis and took them to the north, up to this day, they have not been released. Up to this day, they did not commit any crime. Some of them, many of them were not even member of IPOB. They were not even part of the struggle or whatever. But they were arrested. They carried some of them to the north. Some of them are still in River State. There was a time this lady came, that Yoruba lady came and made a program and was complaining about the number of members of IPOB she met in detention when she was there. And that they are still there for many years. Not because they committed any crime, just simply because they identify with IPOB. And this thing doesn't make a headline in a report that is handed over to U.S. state of, what do they call it? To the U.S. The report in their hand does not contain anything that has to do with all the. You see, everything I have been reading here, all you see is the northern part of Nigeria. The human rights abuse in the northern part of Nigeria. Anytime you hear they mention us, they are mentioning ESN. And it is about crime. It's about one unlawful thing or the other. You can imagine this kind of a report. That is why when we are talking, it will seem we will be crying and shouting every day. It will seem as if nothing is happening. And this brings me back when my brother Christian began to hammer the issue of these politicians. These politicians are doing us harm. A very great harm that if care is not taken, it will be almost impossible for us to survive in it. And for some of us who think that the role of these politicians is just a joke, let me go back and look for that video of Mazen Nandekan. I want to go and look for that video of Mazen Nandekan to play that video so that you can, after listening to Mazen Nandekan, you begin to understand the role that these criminals, these politicians are playing in drawing us back. You see why we must do everything humanly possible to see that we do not continue to validate this their nonsense. This nonsense we must not, under any circumstances, we must not validate it. If you know anything you will do to make sure that they stop this their madness they call election in Biafra land. Anything you can do as a group, as an individual, do it. Because that is where our problem is. You see that the problem, crimes against us, is not even reported anywhere. That is why I used to say that crimes against the Biafrans does not human rights abuse against Biafrans does not amount to human rights abuse. Genocide against Biafrans does not amount to genocide. These are serious issues that nobody is paying attention to. Let us listen to this message of Mazen Nandekan again. Listen carefully. You will see what Mazen Nandekan will talk about this.
And I said before I speak to them, I also give my conditions, which I know they couldn't meet. It's not possible for them to meet it. And I did it deliberately. I didn't want to speak to them. They sent Joseph Okaro to come to me. First to my parents. My father said no. My mother said no. That where I stand is where they stand, in life or in death. And they came to prison. I was even from DSS dungeon. The promises came. The vice president, anything you want. You have a very beautiful wife, you better go and enjoy her than being in prison. Wow. Anything you want. And I said no. That what I want is a referendum to determine if you good people want to be part of the zoo or part of Nigeria, or part of Biafra. Choose one, zoo or Biafra. They said no. And Sibaja tried to make contact. When I came out, I don't know if I've told this story before actually. And Ohaneze hijacked it. I went to see Niawode in his house. We sat down, had lunch together. And I told him what my conditions were to lift the boycott in Anambra State, which they couldn't meet. And I said to Nwodo very simply, go to Abuja and tell these people that these are what our people are asking for. I said to him, go and bring us something. Not for me, for everybody. He went there and started negotiating for a ministerial position for one of the children. I'm telling you what I'm doing is fact, ask him. Somebody asked him, but you people are being called to Asorok because of Nnamdi Kanu. Why didn't you tell him that you're going to Asorok? He said it is for Igbo leaders. And once the powers that be knew that he hadn't IPOB support, they just gave them 5 million naira for transport and dismissed them. Hadn't Nyawodo remained with me, when the governors called me, I told them the same thing in front of Professor Ben Wabese. They said, oh, but Nwodo, Sodudo, Ebremadi is upstairs. Do I want them to come? I said, no. Government House Enugu. The former DSS director came with his bags of money in euros, in white sacks to bribe. Ask anybody working in Government House in Enugu. I said, no, I don't want to see them. Not because I want to be the only cock crowing, no. Because of consistency. Can you last? When you're tempted, are you going to succumb? Can you sustain this very effort we're making? So they have come. And I gave them my conditions which they can never meet. Open Warri Seaport, open Iguacha Seaport, open Calabar Seaport. Make Enugu an international airport where we can fly to US and come in at will.
Exactly.
Build Iguacha Enugu, Onitsha Enugu Express Road. Yep. Complete second Niger Bridge. Are these things difficult?
No.
As I'm telling you this, go and ask them in Asarok if your friends there. They have the piece of paper I gave to them. They ran away. Because some Igbo men were busy gossiping, saying if you allow him, when he finishes fighting Nigeria, he will come here and fight us and kill all of us. That's what they said. And you know one other thing they said? They told every Igbo billionaire around the world that nobody should give me one dime. Ask them that if you give Nnamdi Kanu money, he will go and buy weapons. That nobody should give me anything. I'm going to hear in Agabiga, you won't believe it. That we are here by the grace of Elohim, not by any of our strength, to be honest with you. Any day we are serious, the world will know. How do you want Canada to regard the Biafra referendum or...
Listen here, listen from this part, listen carefully from this part.
The people that the ambassador knows are the governors, or maybe Hanese. Did you people not hear that British government went to Biafra land when I was in prison? Oh my goodness. The British High Commissioner was touring everywhere. When they wanted to kill me, went to Obi of Onitsha and asked him, what do we do to Nnamdi Kanu? That one said you can kill him if you want. They went to Atusia. Atusia told them you can never touch him. If you touch him, this person will burn. How many times has the US government been to Enugu?
Listen.
They go to Ohaneze. I saw, I don't want to say it. They went to Ohaneze and the governor. They asked them, what do you want? Oh, leave those rascals, leave them. Miscreants. We want restructuring. What they're asking for is untenable. But the same man said if there is no restructuring, they'll join IPOB to do Biafra, isn't it? Did he complete what he said? No. Is he doing what he said he's going to do? No. And you want me to work with these people? It's not going to work. I say, and I'm everything I do, I say it in the open. No.
You see, I wanted us to pay attention when Mazin Nandikan was speaking about the people that these foreign countries go to meet when they come. The people that the ambassadors go to meet when they need a report. The people they rise to, the people they contact, people they visit. What information are they passing? You can imagine.
Those people they meet our enemies.
Serious one. And they are politicians. Or governors. Yeah. That is why you see a comprehensive report of 2024 from the U.S. state of U.S. And yet, there was nothing said about the atrocities in Biafra land. Yeah. The only places we are appearing is only place where they accuse us of one thing or the other. That is the reason you are having such kind of report. Because the people who are supposed to stand and speak for you and I, they are our number one enemies. They don't even want to. They don't want anybody to hear about us.
And Chief,
That is why you see this disturbing report.
do you see why?
A report. You see the report? U.S. Department of State 2024 country report on human rights practices in Nigeria. Every single abuse that is there, you see it is not east, not west, not east, not west, how people die, but in Biafra land. Even when Amnesty International have numerous people that are supposed to make it in this very report, they didn't make it. The only place we are mentioned in this report, U.S. Department of State, is where they wanted to indict us. Because the people that send information and the people they get to make are our number one enemy, and they don't want to see they don't want us to see the daylight. Go ahead, my beloved sister Ojugo. I think I heard you want to speak.
Yes, I want to jump in. Good morning, everybody. Those on the platform, those Biafrans listening, anywhere you are, I say good morning. Do you see why that weapon was approved? Do you see the what the US they are looking at? They approved that weapon or ammunition for them to fight terrorists. They use the name of terrorists to get what they want from all these Western countries. But I thank God that there is a country that is exceptional, that really know and they are truthful of whom Nigerian government, whom they are. Canada, at least, they know who Nigerian government are. And do you know who went and met the confirmation of this thing they wrote to US government? Soludo. Soludo is an eloquent speaker.
Yep.
Soludo, they said, is a professor.
Yep.
Soludo, watch it, that it was after Soludo's speech that few weeks after that this approval for weapons came out. So he traveled to USA to make that confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Soludo is one of our biggest enemy. Soludo and most of them, I don't know which one is the most evil person.
Soludo is the most deadly. You know, I've been emphasizing it.
Yes, for him to travel to USA, he knows about this weapon. He knows about this. So he went there to make that confirmation before our people. Before our people. And our Mumu people, they don't know that Soludo used them to confirm his agenda. Because when he said that, nobody interrupted that speech. Nobody said, no, that's not true. Nobody. Because if that if that speech was intercepted, then there might be reason to look into it. But nobody. And why? Because our people, they don't know the agenda of Soludo.
Yeah.
They don't have a mind. They don't know what, because, I mean, these are people that are smart. These are people, this is a government, a Nigerian government. So they know how to operate. And whom do they use? Somebody from Biafra land to confirm that nothing is happening in Biafra land. That what is happening in Biafra land, we are causing it ourselves. It has nothing to do with the Nigerian government. And look at it, take it well. It was few weeks after that this Donald Trump approved this weapons for them in the name of their fighting terrorism. But we will see where those things are gonna end up.
Oh, you see why I placed them?
It is very annoying.
You see why I placed them at number one?
It is very annoying. Very, very annoying.
Number one.
In the
That
sense
is
that
why I am happy.
This same Donald Trump, in his first term, was the one that suspended even the arms that have been approved. He refused to supply it. He refused to supply it until they begin to pressure. He supplied it under a condition.
Massachusetts.
But
can I say now? Things have not changed. Things
can I? Things has not changed. Things have gotten worse. But you know that's why they send Soludo from Biafra land to make that confirmation, for them to have evidence that nothing is happening in Biafra land.
It's called horse's mouth. They hear from the horse's mouth.
They hear from the horse's mouth. So
same thing as Bianco. No.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I love Bianco. No, yes. So that is why I love this centralization that the government did, because they will wake up one day. They will wake up one day, and they will parcel all the government people in the government, parcel all of them, and send them out, and we will take our place. It's gonna happen in their eyes. Let them continue doing whatever they're doing. Whether they approve whatever they want to approve, US, if they use their weapon to attack us, US will stand for it. Period.
But I hope.
Thank you.
Ozugo, I hope we are praying for that, because again, as an outsider, okay.
Go ahead.
Hello? Okay, so I said that someone, who is on the outside looking in, I hope that happens, because the thing is this. Soludo presented himself as an Igbo person. Whether he is or not is another question altogether, because we know the rot, we know the damage that the caliphate system in connivance with the British, we know it. Look, this thing is like they plan many years ahead. This is the thing. What this we're witnessing in our bid to free ourselves, they worked towards it many decades ago. They infiltrated through so many means, including some of these people like Ludo. Like I've had some information that his mother is Igbo, but was given birth to by So now that is something else. But the truth of the matter is that he's an Igbo. That is how he presents himself, because he's a governor from the place. So, and with his academic excellence, he speaks eloquently. He goes. Hello? Oh, so he goes there. It becomes the horse's mouth. He tells them categorically, very clear, that this is what is happening. This is what's happening, and they take it. Same as Bianco goes to Finland. They really wanted to. They know that these things are happening, but they wanted to hear from somebody. People who are on the ground and people who are in it, who are affected by it, because they are Igbos. And he told them that this is the situation. So then they take it, even though for me, the way I see it is excuse that is not genuine, because somehow they know that these things, they are not stupid. They think well, they know how this game is played. Even feel like they know that all these people coming to present themselves as Igbo governors who are in this terrorist government, they know that these things are manipulations. The system manipulated it to where we are today. What have I wanted to say? I just wanted to say something, but the truth of the matter is that, it just escaped my mind. But that is why I know that the politicians in Biafra land, they are not even close, they are the number one enemy, because some of them, there's something wrong, they bought into it for their own personal interest, and they are worse than the enemy, because they are not even fighting for the interest of Igbo. That's where you begin to ask yourself, how possible can you be an Igbo person, a Biafran, and you are working against your people? So that's where the big question lies. Only those who are not, who are enemies, can be doing the things they are doing. Look at Nnamdi Kanu's video that you just played. The things he lined up to them, the things that has to be done, simple things to be done, but they don't want it to take place. They don't want it to see the light of the day because it's not just that they don't want to do it. There's a reason also behind them not wanting to do it. It was well planned ahead of time that when you stifle the people, take away these things, it will drive them out of their land. They will not develop their land. And the more they invest outside, the more it's going to make it difficult. Not that it will stop it completely 100%, because without a shadow of a doubt, I know that no gang up in the world is going to stop Biafra from coming. The whole world can sink to the ground for Biafra not to come. People don't understand. You can gang up all you like, but for them, they know that by doing these things, Igbos are investing in the north, in southwest, Yoruba, everywhere. It will contribute to making it a little bit more difficult, if not very difficult, for them to go. Because we know today that there are those who are looking at their investment all over the place, who are saying, we will go carry our house for head go, we will carry our business, this and that. Now, you are wasting your time, because we are not going to leave our faith in the hand of the caliphate just because you have business or whatever anywhere. It's on you. You can move your business slowly and surely, and the house you can sell it. But if you don't sell it, it's there. It's your house. It's legitimately built. You have documents to it, because there are Igbos, there are Yorubas, there are Northerners everywhere who have houses in different parts of the world, in Europe, in America. So it's your house, except if you don't have legalized documents for the house, the properties, otherwise there's nothing to fear about. But if that fear is your problem, it's on you, not on us, because we can't continue to be a slave in a country that doesn't want us to continue to be a masculine. It's not gonna, no way. So let's just fingers crossed, and I'm happy with what Ojugo just contributed, that every day for the thief, one day now for the owner of the house. These governors, these politicians, make no mistake, they are, but I also believe very strongly that there's going to be an earthquake of a shake-up. It's going to happen in that country, and they will run haters. It's going to happen. Maybe nearer than we can ever imagine.
That's
Something's going.
I love the centralization of the military. When it will happen, they will all put their hands on their head and walk away from their office. Let's see what will happen. And my brother, let me add to what you said. That's why I love what is going on now. Anybody, man or woman, group or individual, that call IPOB, I don't mean the organization, indigenous people of Biafra terrorists, should go to court and defend his or herself. Because if we don't take that up, they will keep misinterpreting freedom with terrorism. So I'm happy what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lawyers are doing. Our government, they need to start, because we have to start from them, clearing that our name. These governors, their own, or whosoever that say have property at Lagos, how many millions of this property has been brought down? We're talking about. How many? And how many will still go down? Those who are talking about their property now, how many are they sure of this property tomorrow? Are they sure? No. No. Those whose own has gone down, were they dreaming about it and one day it will go down? No. But it just happened before their eyes came down. So we don't have problem with people that have property wherever they have. I live in US. I have a house here. Exactly. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
If I'm going back home tomorrow, either I put it for sale, or rent it out and go my way. I have my documents. You know, so those things are not our headache at all. Our headache is our number one enemies, and we all know our number one enemies. There's nobody now who will wake up in Biafra land and say, "Hey, who is your number one enemy?" The first thing they will tell you, the politicians.
Yeah.
And the next they will tell you, all these agents we have in our territories, they are our one enemies. They are the ones that brought this Fulani terrorists in our communities. And that is why they are giving them certificate of chieftaincy. Whoever, do we do certificate of chieftaincy? No, that is the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Once you have that certification, you are operating under Nigerian law and constitution. You're operating under Fulani's agenda. So our chief, we know, they never. So if Obi of Onitsha have certificate, there is no more Obi of Onitsha.
Yeah.
Period. If he has any certificate, now they are carrying all of them to put them under one man in the Fulani, Sultan of Sokoto. Do you see how it works?
Yeah.
So if please, Biafrans, if you find out that Obi of Onitsha that we all respect has a certificate, then he's no more Obi of Onitsha. He's under Sultan of Sokoto. Let Biafrans know this and be aware of it.
You remember that a governor, so-called Onyibo, a governor, I think he's in the Imo State or one of these governors, he came out to say that na Onyibo no Onye Fulani will be exactly. So Uzodinma, of course, Uzodinma is a brute. Complete brute. The difference between him and Soludo is that Soludo is very savvy, academically.
Educated,
very savvy.
Academically, yes.
but Uzodinma, this guy was picked by the caliphate to go and do a job on their behalf. I've spoken with guys who knew Uzodinma when he was doing 419 in Lagos. Before he then became either Senate or one of the, but he was just handpicked, just like majority of them too. So these guys, they are our enemies, but they will go down.
To save his life. That's all Uzodinma is doing, to save his own life in order to avoid facing a death squad. That's what Uzodinma is running. That's all.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful contribution, my fellow Biafrans. Remember, today we are discussing about the dark secret of this.
Mazuchus, I have to go now. Maybe by the grace of God, I get one. So
Okay.
Right. My greetings to everybody, Biafrans. Chineke Gozandi Biafra. Bye all.
Thank you so much. So the dark secret exposing daily human rights abuses against Biafrans. The world must know. The world must know because they pretend not to know. And when we read this report, we are not seeing what is happening in our land. Even when Amnesty International have a lot of it, of what is happening in Biafra land. Then when it comes to the state report that they send to governments of the world, they omit it and they remove it. Now you know what we are facing. We must not be silent. The human rights abuse against the Biafran people is unimaginable. You can't even overemphasize it. It's too many. And we are going to dig it and dig it. There is a video that I saw online that I want us to also look into and see if we agree with that video, if we align with what that guy is saying, or what do we think about what the person is saying. So I'm going to bring up that video so that we can be able to listen to that video and what the person is saying. USB, I see somebody USB. Are you there? USB, you're there. You've not spoken. I've called you several times to unmute yourself. You didn't speak. Does it mean that you're not in the program or you're no longer around there? USB, are you there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chris. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Please, can you give me some minutes? I'm busy. Please, I'm at work. Please.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got it.
Thank you. I'm with you, no problem. I'm free.
Yeah, once you are free, just call on us. We'll give you your time.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
You're welcome. Yeah. I just want to be sure he's there. So let me bring up that video. Let us listen to the video and see what we can say about this video. If we agree with what the person is saying or we don't agree with it, or what we think about it.
Biafra, or the Igbo people, as part of the genocide, they mentioned Cambodia and other people as people that have been affected by genocide. No mention of Biafra. I raised my hand in objection and I asked the curator, does that mean that there is no written documentation in your museum about the Biafran genocide? The person stood in awe and asked me, was there any genocide called Biafran genocide?
Imagine.
Are you listening? But I decided to stay calm and sell my story because a plethora of opportunity have been presented to me. That was when I sat them down to explain that the genocide, the casualties of their genocide will be approximately 800,000 or more. But the Biafran genocide should not be less than, hold on. I began to explain to them genocide will not be anything less than 3 to 5 million persons. And the Biafran genocide gave rise to one of the most displaced people on planet Earth. The people were like, so a thing like this have happened to a tribe in Nigeria, the Igbo people. I said yes. Said they never heard of it.
Imagine.
The people we elect as leaders has never commemorated us as a people due to the fear of the federal government. Imagine the Igbo governors commemorating the memorial of our fallen heroes. Do you know in Rwanda that the genocide memorial site is funded in such a way that I received an emblem which I will show you people, an emblem that I participated in the Ubuntu genocide memorial of the Tutsi people of Rwanda. I paid and received an emblem. I got many souvenirs from there. I got this. This is one of the things I got from the memorial site. Okay? Now, the question becomes, how are we retelling our story? Our own people in power have made our voices not to be heard.
Exactly.
In our so there is people don't even know that we had a problem. People are not going to problem. That is the first issue.
The same thing we are saying here.
So we need to tell our story more. Now, there is no memorial site. Do you know the names of those that died in the Biafran struggle? 1967 to 1970. Do you know their names? Do you have a record of their names?
No.
But in Rwanda, a memorial tablet was printed where their names were engraved chronologically. Are you getting my point? Do you have the data of people who lost their life in the Biafra struggle? Has there been any reparation paid to their families of those who sacrificed their life? Or was there a mass burial done in their honor? Has there been? I'm asking. Eba akaye bidogodu. And at the end of eba akaye bidogodu. Aye bido from the nitty-gritties of before we seek for international recognition. Internally, have we recognized ourselves? Kainwe a memorial site. Why can't one community map out land? Or several communities said, we are mapping out land. Obodo di Kotalon like 100 plots of land are by a fence. And we are Melo Biafran genocide memorial site. And wetafa, Ajoba families, Nilotelafa, and Debafa engraved where a marble stone. And where general mass burial, where Yendi Bona Jolomo, a Jejotomo from each family. Kola kon and Debefa Sonande will Ajotomo Bianye, where a general mass burial site. Baki e jikuboku e oalo, before e oalo, ye buzo kwete, no walalo emel. Are you getting my point? How many people is willing to go to pilgrimage to that memorial site to pray for the soul of the departed who lost their life in the struggle of self-realization? Can't we make it a mandate that before you become an incumbent governor or before you become a governor in any of the states, that you must visit the memorial site to give respect to the fallen heroes? But they made the word Biafra a derogatory that if you say it, you go to jail. Are you getting the point now? So they have defeated us mentally. They have defeated us as a group. The mantra of being Igbo has been defeated. The Biafra mantra has been conquered. And they've robbed us of self-realization. We are shouting. We have something like Money Point, OP, with respect to their brand. And where Biafra Bank, aloyeme. Okay, I'm going to Biafra Bank, or Igbo Bank, aloyeme. They've conquered you as a people. In the movies you are making, all Nollywood is giving us about when a prince came back from London, she saw a palace maiden catwalking and decided to marry the palace maiden. How many movies have we done to tell the story of the war? Netflix standard. How many movies? Are you listening? If I say I've been shouting, it's a drum now, drum.
So you have heard the video I played. That video I played contained a lot of informations. It was talking about recognizing the Biafran genocide as genocide. The recognition he's talking about there is the recognition of Biafran genocide as genocide. And you heard his story, that he went for a conference, an international conference, and they were mentioning genocides. They never mentioned Biafran genocide. And he talked about Biafran genocide, and they said they never heard about that. He asked them, what do you mean they don't have? They said they have never heard about Biafran genocide. Did anything of such happen? Which country? He said Nigeria. To which people? He said the Igbo Biafrans. Mostly the Igbo Biafran, the Biafran people, mostly the Igbos. And those people